Ladies and gentlemen, I proudly welcome you to Marley State of Mind. You know what the fuck it is. You know what time it is, motherfucker. Let's go. It's a motherfucking podcast. Yeah, it's a motherfucking podcast. Hey, it's a goddamn podcast. Yeah, go. It's a motherfucking podcast, bitch. Yeah, it's a podcast, bitch. It's a goddamn podcast.
Too. So,
Okay.
What's up, people? We're live at Marley State of Mind podcast, and I have a very special guest in the building.
Yes, sir.
And you already know I like to start it off by letting you know how I came across this person or the individual artist. And
Hey.
of course, Folkland was the first time I heard about you yourself, Los.
Word.
And this was the Rep PGH hip hop days.
Okay. Okay.
Cracking and you guys had a lot of motion.
Oh yeah.
I'm doing a lot of stuff, and this is when hip hop groups was big.
Yeah.
In the city, there was a lot of dope ass groups around this time, and you guys were in that conversation.
Yeah.
And the first time I got a chance to witness you was rest in peace Ivory.
Yeah.
Was a Monsters of the Mic, I believe.
Motherfucking Ivory, dog.
Rest in peace to Ivory.
I love that
the
dude,
human
man.
hustle. Me too.
I loved Ivory, bro.
The last conversation we had, I told him I loved him too. That was the last
I wish I
time.
would have had the chance to do that. I really wish I would have had the chance to really express to him how much he meant to the scene.
To the scene,
you know
bro.
what I mean? Like I know that we had friendly conversation.
What's going on, bro?
About him.
Griffin.
Oh, peace, Griffin. I know we had friendly conversation about that type of energy, about what he meant to this.
Yes.
But I wish I'd have been able to be like really grab him and be like, yo,
No, you don't understand.
You really, as an MC or an artist in general, when you offer things to the public, well, let me just speak for Folklandos.
Yes, sir.
I thrive off validation.
Yes.
That's a good and a bad thing for me.
Yes, sir.
When I don't get the right validation,
Mm-hmm.
I could be a little down.
Yeah.
And sometimes it comes months in between.
Yeah. Yeah.
The time I really get the right validation. And when I'm really getting the right validation, bro, I'm like a goddamn just a well of creativity.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And super dope things.
You're soaking it up. You're eating it up.
And like, man, when I'm in that mode and I know people are receiving what I'm putting out there, I say all that to say Ivory was one of those people who was picking up what I was putting down. And not only that, like he
Shout out
gave
to
me
Belly.
my flowers in real time.
Yeah.
And I wish I would have been able to tell him how much that meant to me.
How much he meant to you and the scene, and bro, and especially in a culture where in hip hop there's so many egos and inflated egos, and there's so many people who want to be the man and don't want to show you that respect either. And bro had no problem giving it up to you if he felt you deserved it.
That's a fact.
And he's a real one for that. And rest in peace to Ivory. And he was important to the scene. And Monsters of the Mic was one of those big showcases or big shows that you wanted to be a part of.
Mm-hmm.
And you were one of those groups, Folkland.
Yeah.
Shout out to Lamar, right?
Shout out Lamar French, yo.
Shout out to Lamar.
Yeah.
Folkland, y'all are one of the groups that made me want to be a part of Monsters of the Mic. I seen like JSP. Shout out Justice Street Poets, right?
Gangster. Yeah.
I seen you guys on there. I seen artists like Hubs on there, and I'm like,
Hubs.
yes, this is what I want to be on. And
Yeah.
and I fortunately got a chance to be on the bill with you and Hubs and some of the artists that were naming. And that was like my moment. Like I felt like, damn, I'm doing it now. It was validation.
That's what's up.
So that's how I first came across you, and
Yeah.
and I seen the versatility even in that moment.
Appreciate that.
The lyricism even in that moment.
Yeah.
And time. So that's how I like to introduce my artists, man. That's how
Appreciate
that's
that,
how
man.
I came across you
Hey,
myself
man.
personally.
Thank you, man.
Folkland Los in the
Thank
building.
Thank you, man.
How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling good, man. Like I'm kind of in a space now where, I really feel like I went through my cocoon stage.
Yes, sir.
And like I'm ready to kind of spread my wings a little bit and go into this next metamorphosis. I went through my metamorphosis. I'm glad to be through it a bit, and I'm ready to see what this new journey is like.
You ready to live in this new stage?
Yeah, for sure. You know what I mean. And it was a long time coming, but I'm starting to really start to live in my glory. You know what I mean? A lot of ways. You know what I mean?
And that's a beautiful thing, bro. And the thing I like to do here, and you asked about like what's the format like, and the thing I like to do here is walk the people through your journey, because we're going to introduce a lot of new viewers to you. Hopefully, is the plan, right? We're going to introduce people to you that don't know you from these prior things, and so we want to know how you got to this metamorphosis, how you got to this point in the journey. Like, so for you with music, how did you find music? How did you find hip hop? How did you find singing? How what inspired you to do these things? I know a lot of artists have it in the family somewhere
Yeah.
in the household. What was it for you?
I want to say it's genetic. You know what I mean? Things from what I've learned about my family, it could be potentially genetic. But when like the development of it was from church.
Mm, yeah.
I was raised in church till I was about 12.
Okay.
From the age of, let's say, like 6 to 12,
Okay.
I was in church like at least 4 days a week.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
feel that.
man.
I feel
I
that.
was one of them kids that like church was a refuge for me. Like I don't even necessarily think I was really going there for all the religion and all
Yeah,
that. It's just a place to be at.
the camaraderie.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like it
yeah.
was just like, my mom, she'd have to work, and shout out to Pop because Pops was there, but they were
Hmm.
separated. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to make sure I give my dad his flowers, but they were separated and like, she had to work 2 jobs, stuff like that. And so, man, like it was like I remember summers, where it
Yeah.
just be me and my sister. And what I mean, I ain't trying to make it seem like we was the have nots and all that
Yeah, yeah,
shit,
yeah.
but because I ain't trying to disrespect my mom's hard work. But at the same time, there was times where the refrigerator they have certain things,
Right.
and like the church would do free lunch programs,
Hmm. Yeah.
and then about the free lunch program, like not only do you get free lunch, but it's a safe place to be at,
Right.
so you ain't messing around outside and stuff like that. So me and my sister would just go down there and get the bologna sandwiches or the damn macaroni pans. You know
Hell
what I
yeah, hell yeah. Getting all
mean?
that good shit, bro. Getting
Yeah,
that good
yeah.
nutrition.
You know.
And did they have like a musical program at the church, or
Right.
was you in like
Yeah.
choir?
Yeah. So
Because I know you sing as
it
well
was,
as
yeah.
doing the hip hop thing.
Yeah, it was the church, the choir consists of all youth.
Okay,
There was no adults on the choir
that's fire.
that I could remember. I know, actually maybe it was separate. Now that I think about it, but I just know when I was in it, it seemed like just youth was involved,
Right,
and we seemed like the main. From what I can remember, it was like the main choir,
right.
and it was only 5 of us.
And they showcased you guys for
Yeah,
the
and I
most
was the
part.
only male.
Right,
It was a small church. You see what I'm
representing.
saying?
Yeah, hell yeah, yeah,
So I had to sing all the male parts,
right.
and as a having to sing all the male parts, but then I also had to sing some of the alto. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, and I had to help the girls sing some of their parts, so it just helped
because it
me.
was such a small choir, so you
Yeah,
had to fill in where
so
you
help
could.
me, help me with my range. And my choir director, I wish I knew his name to this day, but he was very disciplined.
Was he a technician? Like, did he teach you like
Yeah,
vocal exercise and stuff
yeah,
like that?
yeah. He
That's
was
hard.
like, he was one of the people. Like I saw this meme. It's Lil Uzi Vert. He's like holding the microphone like this,
Yeah, yeah.
and like the meme was like, like I don't need this rehearsal, y'all do. That's how my choir director was. He would be like, he was like real like surly, like he
Yeah,
was like we wasn't allowed to like joke and stuff, but it
he
taught
was
me,
about his business.
yeah, he
Yeah.
would get like if rehearsal would start at like 7, you
Hmm.
know what I mean, and then like it had to start at 7,
Yeah,
you know what I mean, and
there
we
was
was
no
there till like
half
down there
stepping.
9, you know what I mean,
Yes, sir.
and it's like because church was such a refuge for me at that time because I wasn't a street kid, you know what
Right.
I mean, but I didn't have like things at home to do either, you know what I mean, so
You
it
needed
just,
that as an outlet.
yeah, it just like, it just helped me be there for my sister, you know what I mean, like just like a place that we could be. So even though I might not have
It was
wanted to
your
go,
second family, more or less.
yeah,
Yeah,
facts, like, and even though I might not have wanted to be like in church like that,
yeah.
it was just a place where I know, or maybe I didn't want to be in choir,
Right.
but I knew I could be there and be
Be in a
shit.
safe
Yeah,
environment.
yeah,
Yeah,
man,
yeah. Be
and be
comfortable.
around
Be
like,
not even safe, but
yeah,
comfortable in
yeah,
your
yeah,
environment.
for sure.
And that's
So
hard.
yeah, you know what I
And
mean, and
so it started off with the singing in church.
hmm
And so was your mom like, was she a religious woman or so?
yeah, my
She let you
mom.
have secular music in the house?
Nah, that's another thing too.
Yeah.
Yeah, like so,
Yeah.
like my mom, shout out to my mom, Rhonda Marie, or she would rather me call her Ron Marie, but yeah, she basically, my mother is one of them people like she's not a Bible thumper. Like
Right.
she's not gonna thump you with the Bible.
Yeah.
But she's one of the people like if something was to occur, she was like, you see, God did,
Right.
or you know what I mean,
Yes,
or if
sir.
something was to maybe go wrong, he's like, you see, that's because you ain't in right,
You ain't right with
relationship.
God.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, like I get you. So like my mom would, there were certain things that she would do just as a parent, like to like try to protect us from the elements to protect our innocence.
Yes.
Because my mom believed that like you're only innocent but for so long.
A kid should be a kid.
Yeah. And I believe that like kids should be kids. Like let
Do you
kids
take
be
the
kids
same approach to parenting now?
without a doubt.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. Like earlier today, my son was listening to someone on the iPad cussing and stuff. And even though I cuss in my raps, it's like that's not what I want my son exposed
You don't
to
want
at
to
6
consume
years
that.
old.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you know, let him be a kid because, you know, one thing my mom told me, and I believe it might be in the Bible, y'all can fact check me, but it's like you get to an age of accountability.
Mm-hmm.
And so once you lose your innocence, you can't go back.
Yeah.
You'll be accountable for the things
For
you
your
do.
actions, yeah.
So you want to maintain that innocence for as long as you can, so you don't have to be accountable for certain things.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
yeah, I believe that spreads across all religions and spirituality.
yeah.
It's just that like there is an age of accountability,
mm,
and once you reach that point in the journey, you
yeah.
have to, you know, and there's no, like you said, there is no turning back. So
Yeah.
I feel you on that, bro. Like let them be kids for as long as possible.
My dad was opposite though. My dad was a thug. You know what I mean? Like
You had that duality.
yeah, my dad was real gangster in a lot of his ways. You know what I mean? And
That's where you listen to the rap music.
yeah, my first experience actually even hearing a rap song that I could remember in my brain was driving around in Texas. My dad had like one of the, you know, like the old school kind of cars, and in my brain, in my mind's eye, I can see like me in the backseat listening to Ghetto Boys.
Ooh,
yeah, man.
in Texas, that's a vibe.
The Mr. Like he took that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know
if the face joint.
Yeah. I wish I knew the lyrics, but I just remember that as a kid, because you know it's like Itsy Bitsy Spider that just stuck out to me. You know what I mean? But yeah. So yeah, that's one of my first encounters with hip hop was with my dad. You know what I mean? Like,
so at that time, did that make you want to do hip hop, or so?
Yeah.
Even before that, were you singing it like at home? Were you making your own songs up?
Yeah, my dad, like he was very in tune to hip hop. Like he really loved hip hop. He considered himself a hip hop historian. That's why I put that in my bio, hip hop historian, just to shout out my dad, because we would do the answer machine.
Yeah.
And he would let me rap the answer machine.
Yeah, that's
you
all
right. I mean, like, I'm sorry, you ain't on the phone. Hit me on the number, hit the ringtone type. You know what I mean? Like,
is that how it went to?
I don't know. I can't really remember. Yeah, but it was like,
bro, just freestyle. Okay, I feel you.
You know what I mean? So yeah, he would let me rap it. You know, people call bugging out like, yo, that's your son rapping on it. You know what I mean? Back when they had the, you know, the big block
the Zach Morris. Oh, I thought you were talking about the phone. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, the rap on it. You had to put the answer machine on.
You had to actually do the
right. Yeah,
hello.
Yeah.
That's hard. Was that your first recording?
Yeah, I guess you could stand. That's why you said that's my first recording.
Yeah,
that's why I even thought about it like that. But yeah,
So did you mature in the music after that? So when did you start taking it serious? When did you start taking it serious to the point where you wanted to make songs?
When I was 12, I did my first talent show. I had a friend, shout out Devon Austin. He wanted to do he wanted me to be in a talent show with him, and we did a rendition of Busta Rhymes, Put Your Hands Where My Eyes Could See. And so, but this is way before the internet though.
Yeah.
This is like, how could you get the instrumental? We ain't had no money.
You had to buy the actual single in order to get the instrumental.
But
otherwise,
we didn't even have enough to do that. And I don't even think we was thinking that for like we could go buy the singles.
Yeah.
So the brilliance of the ingenuity of, like, you know, they say necessity is the father of invention. My boy, he like remember the dubbing era, everybody would dub stuff. So he just
for those who don't know, because you know we're long removed from that, right? So we're talking tape cassettes, right? Where you had to dub off a tape cassette. So you actually had to put that mug in there, close that joint, press the red record button, because red lets you know you're recording.
Right.
You feel me? And that's how you dubbed it. That's how you first dubbed it.
Hey, you forgot a crucial part though. You gotta go get one of your mom's gospel tapes.
Ooh, don't do that. I ain't doing that.
One of the ones that she ain't heard in a minute. You know she ain't listened to it. Don't grab Anita Baker or like Whitney Houston.
You're gonna
get let on fire for that. But go get one of them old gospel tapes that she ain't listened to. Dust. Right.
See, no, but this is my mom. My mom listened to the Chronic, bro. Like, My mom was different, bro. She wasn't. She didn't care.
Right,
She was like,
right,
bitches
right.
ain't shit. Hoes. Okay. Like she was singing along. I'm like, and that, you know what I mean? But
Right.
I don't
Hey,
know,
he's a
bro.
pimp by blood, not
Not
relation.
relation.
You know what I mean?
But no, yeah. So
So
you guys took took the actual tape.
yeah, nah. So like Whammo played, we had to wait till Whammo
Mm.
played. Put your hands on my eyes, could see, because this is when it was popular. And then
I know exactly what you're about to say.
so right at the point when we heard just a bit of the instrumental that was not rapped over, he just copied it as fast as he could. And I don't know how, but he
He
looped
looped
it
it.
so
That's
many
fire, bro.
times that we was able to rap to it for
That's
the talent
fire.
show. So we rapped to it to the talent show, and we was 12 years old, but we was going against like high school competition, and we won third place.
Word.
And I don't know, it just the excitement and
Who took the first place? You remember?
it was a girl that I actually had a crush on. She was in the 12th grade, and I was 12 years old. So imagine if my chances at that, right? But
I mean, your chances got better on third
right,
place.
yeah,
So you a little bit
It
closer.
was a little better that night, right? But she sung and she had a very beautiful voice. I wish I could figure out where she at now. She had a dope voice. I
Get
wonder
her
if
on
she
the
could
track
still
today.
sing.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that would be cool if I
Full
get her on the
circle.
track. Yeah,
Full
but yeah, she won first place. I don't know who won second place, but we won third, and it was a big deal for us because we was 12 and we was going against people that was like 17, 18 years old.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And then all the things we had to do to get to that point, like dub it and all that, and just that moment, like me holding that microphone and seeing people so happy and seeing my family so happy and then getting that award and
that was
something
that was
wanted.
that validation
That
we were
was
speaking
it.
about earlier.
That was the grandest validation I had gotten to that point in my life.
Right.
And it was something that I wanted to do. You see what I'm saying?
Damn.
So it's just like it's almost we were just talking about everybody has a vice.
Yes.
Validation is a big vice for me.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's almost like a drug.
But that's self-aware. That's great self-awareness that you understand that about yourself.
It took me a while to find that out in many dark places.
Yeah.
To realize how to put that into perspective and compartmentalize it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
do you use it to your advantage now?
Yeah, for sure.
Because you can flip it. You could flip it on your head.
Yeah.
Especially, and that's the beautiful thing about being self-aware is once you realize that there is a problem or you have something going on, now you can properly address that.
Yeah.
So
yeah, for sure. But yeah, that was it, man. Put your hands with my eyes to see it. Bust around with my favorite rappers all time.
Did y'all kill it?
Yeah. Oh, we killed
Y'all
it.
got all the words right and everything?
Well, we did our own rendition.
Okay.
So
we
had to kind of come up with some different things. You couldn't cuss and all that.
Yeah.
So we had to come up with some different things. But my man could dance. You know what I mean? So there was a part where I was rapping. I let him go slide off and dance. You know what I mean?
Was it Harlem Shake at this time?
What was crazy was like I said, so if this is the stage, I'm in front because I'm the rapper, so I'm definitely in front.
Yeah, right.
But he's in the back killing it, and you can hear the crowd. Oh, but I couldn't see it because I was trying to look. I had to lock in. You know what I mean? So I don't even know what bro was doing. You know what I mean? He was just killing it somehow.
So that for me, like, so you already had stage presence at that time, because I know today, you're you're an amazing performer.
Appreciate that.
A constant performer. I always see you rocking somewhere.
Appreciate that.
At some point in time, out of state with it and everything, and
sure.
And I know you have good energy. Was that natural for you? Because I know some people have to grow into that.
Nah, I think, but the church groomed you. And one thing I got to say about that I so much appreciate about the church is like, when you come up in a church atmosphere or anything like that, where it's like you got to be disciplined and you got to present and you got to represent for a certain group.
Yeah.
Because like, that you have that element of don't embarrass me.
Yeah.
Because
we're carrying the flag right now. Yeah,
we ain't do all these rehearsals for y'all to get up
and you
here.
already said the teacher your teacher was strict as hell on you. Yeah.
So it was almost like I kind of akin it to like Michael Jackson, Joe Jackson.
Yeah.
I would like minus the whoopings and shit. It was just like you had this sense of like, okay, I gotta lock in. You know what I mean? Because I can't embarrass the squad. You know what I mean? So I think I always just kind of just getting that practice of being on stage, no stage fright. But church people, even though it's like don't embarrass me, it's also take your time, baby.
Yeah,
so I fumbled my way through to perfecting being, not nervous and stuff in front of people. But I do believe it's an element of nature too, like my personal nature too.
Yeah, for sure. and that's like I said, that's crazy because when I see you, I can tell that you're very comfortable
Yeah,
in performance, and I can
yeah.
see the joy. You know what I mean? When you're
Yeah.
performing.
I love seeing people happy that I performed, and I love the caller response is my biggest. I love that. I
Yeah,
love when I say something and people say it back and
yeah,
stuff like that. And one of my bucket list things, or one of the things I aspire to, is to get to the place where like I don't have to rap when I get on stage. I can just put the mic out
and
there.
people, that's fire.
That once I get, when I literally, I could die happy. I ain't gonna
Yeah,
lie, I could die
when they're
happy. Yeah,
reciting the words
yeah,
for you.
yeah. I mean, and it happens for me a lot out of town. I'm trying to get it in my hometown. You know what I mean?
They say
Like,
a prophet can't be a prophet in his hometown
is
either,
that what
though.
they say? I
Yeah,
mean,
man.
it's probably true, man.
Yeah,
You know,
man.
they
A
say
prophet in his
the what's that the thing? The smartest person in the town is the village idiot. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like,
yeah.
it's like you got to kind of go out of town for people to recognize your genius sometimes.
Yeah, man. I mean, and sometimes genius looks crazy
Hmm.
up close. Like, you imagine the Wright brothers when they got on a
Oh
plane,
yeah,
bro,
for
and
sure.
people seen them, they're like, "What are
Gonna
these
kill
fools
yourself up
doing?
there.
What are these fools doing?"
Now, what is it? What's the?
Aerodynamics.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm like, we're
Astrophysics and
yeah,
shit.
we're practicing aerodynamics. Aerodynamics. Look at these fools. Look at goddamn. No, but you're absolutely right, dog. And that's definitely something to strive towards, bro.
Yeah.
And your grind right now, you're showing it. Like I said, I see you out of town right now.
Mm.
Um,
Shout out grind mode, man.
grind mode, yeah.
Shout
Shout
out
out
grind
grind mode
mode,
for
man.
sure. Who's grind mode, bro? Tell us
Uh,
a little bit for those who don't know.
we skipping parts. We
Yeah,
gotta
we
go
and
back.
we are,
We
and
skipping
we are,
parts. We skipping
and we
parts.
are.
My bad, my bad.
No, it's
So
all good. We got time.
bust around, put your hands with my eyes
Eyes
can
can see.
see.
Yeah.
From that point, I just wanted to learn how to actually rap. Cause at that point I didn't know how to rap. And so now you gotta find rap teachers. You know what I mean? So my rap teachers was one of my greatest rap teachers was Nas.
Mm,
So I
love
just
Nas. Yeah.
somehow stumbled
Which Nas project?
I stumbled across Illmatic. I don't know how I found
Okay.
it, because it wouldn't have come to me naturally from my mom. You know what I mean? And nobody in my circle would listen to, people from my circle was listening to like No Limit and stuff like that at
Yeah.
that time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know how I stumbled across Illmatic, but Illmatic just became like the Bible to me.
That's not
Like,
a bad one to have.
and it really, like, I studied line for line, word for word that album. And like when I first heard it, it sounded like it sounded like water, and it
Mm.
tasted like air, and it, you know what I mean?
I
Like
know
it
exactly what you
felt
mean.
like
Yeah.
sunlight. It was like my senses were distorted, but at the same time, it was so enlightening. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like illuminating. Like
Yeah.
I didn't, I couldn't understand how somebody could tell story raps in such a creative way.
So
You know
so
what I mean?
like you
Like,
can you can envision it. Like you can see it. Like Nas is making a movie for you right in front of
right,
you,
right,
and as he's saying the words, you can picture all of these
yeah,
things. And in fact, the crazy thing about it is they put it in the picture form. I mean, parts
yeah,
of
right,
Belly
right, right.
are
Yeah,
Nas
that's a
songs.
fact.
You know
That's
what
a
I mean?
fact.
So
That's a fact.
and
Yep.
that I mean that goes to show how great of a storyteller
Yeah,
of which that's a great description of what you're describing right
yeah,
now, bro.
yeah,
Is
yeah,
he's so great at that they can
yeah.
make a script out of it,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel you.
That's fact. Yeah, like, and it's just yeah, just study Nas, man. Like, then I found Illmatic, and then I found Equimini
Hmm.
somehow. I found Equimini.
Yeah.
And that's, if you're a fan of Folkland, or you're a fan of Folkland Los,
Hmm.
like, you can pretty much just tell it's just like Equimini and Illmatic had a baby.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's pretty much what I am. You know
Yeah. I
what I
can feel
mean?
that. I
Like,
can feel that
mm. Biggie Smalls was a big
influence.
influence on me because of his rhyme pattern. Like, just being able to kind of bop the way he did, but still be lyrical,
And
it
he's
took me
another one
out.
that's a hell of a storyteller.
Yeah, right.
Movies. He's making
Yeah.
movies for you.
Today's agenda. Got the
It's
suitcase in the
essential.
central.
Yeah.
Go to room 112.
Tell
Tell
them
them
Blanco
Blanco
sent you.
central.
Yeah.
Feel the strangers. If
No
no money
money.
exchanges.
Yeah.
It's like,
I
God
can I
damn.
can see the hotel room
Right.
walking with the what I mean out straight up out the like I'm the whole thing, right? And
Right.
that's crazy, like because I understand exactly what you're saying. It wasn't Illmatic for me. It was
Mhm.
I am,
Yeah,
but I had the
yeah,
same type of journey, bro,
yeah, for
with
sure.
Nas.
Hmm.
and you know, I mean, these guys that you're naming, I
Yeah.
can definitely hear in your music, bro.
Yeah, appreciate that.
I can
Appreciate
definitely hear
that.
that in your music.
Yeah.
So when you were 12, is that when you started writing like your own
Yeah,
original?
yeah, and I found a lot of frustration with rapping because I just didn't I couldn't catch on to like how to rap, and what I didn't know at the time that I know now is that I didn't have a life to rap about.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
You didn't have any experience to
yeah,
go
yeah, I
on.
didn't know what to rap about. I was just so it just took me a while to gain experience, and then once I started gaining experiences, then it just started becoming a lot more fluid. You know what I mean?
Where did the frustration lie? Like the writer's block itself, like just not
Right.
even
Like
having.
I remember vividly in my mind's eye sitting in the park with a notepad,
Mhm.
thinking to myself, like, I got 8 hours to myself. I'm gonna come up with some lyrics.
Yeah.
And by like the time the street lights came on, I hadn't written any. I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
Where you listen and you were listening to a lot of music at this time.
right. Well, like at the time I hadn't found Nas. I hadn't
Okay.
found Illmatic by this time.
Okay, so
Like,
this is even prior to that.
yeah, this is like still Busta Rhymes. Like,
Okay, yeah, yeah.
like the only albums I was allowed to have was Busta Rhymes and Coolio. Those are the only ones I owned because my mom thought that they was fun.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
She thought they was fun rappers
I can
because
see
they
that.
rap about
If
fun.
you see like Busta Rhymes visuals too, that shit look like, oh yeah, he's cool. Yeah,
Shout out my brother. Shout out my brother. Um, uh, damn, I don't know why. This is my best friend too. I don't know what I'm blinking. I'm
Yo, he's
tired.
about to text you right now, like,
Shout
hey,
out my
what is you
brother Jay
doing?
Love.
Okay.
Jordan Roundtree. He had a wall of cassette tapes, and once me and him started hanging a lot tougher, then my I started to understand music a lot better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then that's when like I said, I started to find like he didn't give me the Nas album. Somehow I found it, but you know what I mean. Around 12 years old, I found the Nas album. He already had equipment on somehow. I don't know. You know what I mean? So he kind of
You
played it.
probably got that 9.99.
Yeah.
You
So his
get the
mom
first free
wasn't
one.
like strict. Like his mom wasn't like strict as
She
far
was
as
like,
music
Mom,
and stuff.
listen to
Yeah.
Chronic in the crib.
Well, I don't even know if she didn't even really she didn't even listen to the shit. She
Didn't care.
trusted him to hear it and not be so influenced because he was a good guy. You
Right.
know what I mean? So he could listen to that type of music and not want to go shoot the fucking club up type
Right.
shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so I respect her for respecting her.
Respecting his maturity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, and that was his thing. That was his favorite pastime is going to Sam Goody or some shit, getting as many cassettes as he could. You know what I mean? And then
Yeah. Innocent. Innocent.
yeah, we would just go play video games and listen to cassettes all day, and that's how I started to learn how to rap better by listening to like early shit that he had. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Yeah,
Did you start to like mimic rhyme patterns that way? And
yeah,
is
yeah,
that where you drew like some of the content that you were missing? Like, damn, okay, I hear what he's talking about.
yeah, yeah,
I can implement that in what I'm doing.
for sure. Yeah, for
Do you remember
sure.
what the first song was that you did? Do you remember what it was called? Or
Actually, what's crazy is the first songs that I actually ever wrote and performed was R&B songs.
okay,
Cause to me, R&B songs was easier to write because you could just equate it to loving anything, like a dog or God or anything like that, and
right,
just re-engineer it to being about like a girl or some shit like that. You know what I
right.
mean? So I would just write. And then, I was a little certified lover boy when I was a kid. You
I
know what
feel
I mean?
that.
I used to be falling in love with girls. You know what I mean?
I
Had
feel
my
that.
little crushes.
Hopeless romantic type
Red,
thing.
yeah. So I used to write my little R&B songs.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? And
I feel that.
so yeah, but and then to me, I thought it was easier because it was less words.
Yeah,
Like you don't really gotta write. You don't really gotta be very clever. You just gotta be passionate. You know
yeah,
what I mean? So.
yeah. The lyricism in R&B is a little bit more important than
Mm,
necessarily like
mm,
what you're saying.
mm,
And like you said, the bars are longer,
right, yeah.
so it's not as much
Mm,
time writing a
mm,
R&B verse as
mm,
opposed to a
yeah,
hip hop verse. So I
right.
definitely feel that, bro.
You could be a bit more vulnerable also with like the little R&B songs. Like you don't got to be as cool. And I think that's another reason why hip hop it took me a while to learn how to rap because I was never cool
Yeah,
when I was a kid, like
yeah,
ever,
yeah.
like not even a little bit. Like it took me a while to become cool.
Who
like
was the first rapper that you connected with in that way? Was there
like
a
on some
rapper?
personality shit. Like
Yeah.
my personality matches theirs was probably Most Def.
Okay.
You know
Yeah.
what I
Yep.
mean?
Yep. Yep.
Like damn, Most Def be talking about a lot of stuff that I think about like from a spiritual aspect. I know he's Islam, I believe he's Islam, And but you know, Islam and Christianity, they have a lot of in common. We kind of say things in the same tone, the same terms and stuff like that. When I found black on both sides, you know, my umi says like I have a lot of aunties and stuff like that. So that just kind of like hit home with me, you know what I mean? Because like I am more like of a family man type aspect in the way that I kind of handle things. And you know, my parents said they wasn't love when they made me. I thought about it for a minute. It wasn't hard to believe. It's like, yeah, I could relate to that more than I could relate to like, yeah, I mean, run around the motherfucking club. You know what I mean?
Like I'm not living like that.
Right, yeah. So, you know.
That became real to you.
Right, yeah, for sure. Shout out Mos Def. I love him.
Yeah, Mos Def's definitely hard, bro.
Yeah, or
Miss
y'all
Fat
seen
Booty.
Miss Fat Booty. Yeah, Miss Fat Booty. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, just rapping, and then one day it clicked when I was 17. It clicked. I learned how to rap, but you know, like I said, by that point the experiences came. People around me was getting killed. You know, I was going through different things. I was walking through the neighborhood one time, got robbed at gunpoint. You know what I mean? So I started to see the world for what it was, and I was able to start to kind
of. You lost that innocence.
Yeah, the innocence got lost, and the realness started to come. Having to work, you know, to literally help my mom pay bills, you know. So it just, you know, once you start to become seasoned, a lot of those lyrics start to percolate. You know what I mean? And I remember I said a rap for one of my friends, and he was like, "Who was that you was rapping?" I was like, "Oh, that was my lyrics," and it was like an offhanded compliment, but I was satisfied with it because he said, "Oh, that sounded like a real song."
And then like so, and that even goes back to the validation that we're talking about, right? That was probably like a little bruise to the ego.
Yeah. Really? It was a real song.
Yeah, right, bro. Like that's me.
Right.
And I always liken it to like being a hip hop artist, being an artist in general is like being a chef. And chefs cook for other people to see them enjoy their meal. Yeah, because that's what we're doing. We're cooking, right? We want to see other people enjoy our meal.
Right, so that's a fact.
That validation is important.
Yeah, you don't just rap just to listen to it for yourself. No. You know, you want other people to hear it.
You want other people to hear it
and enjoy it and relate to it. You know what I mean? For sure.
And that's what we do it for the joy in other people's face.
Yeah, for sure.
So 17 at this point, were you recording music?
I hadn't recorded my first song till I was 18. Okay. But yeah, by 17, I was in hot pursuit of recording something. Yeah, man.
Did you just not know how to go about doing it at that time?
Yeah, because you know it's Pittsburgh and
it's pre-internet. It's not like everybody and their mama has a studio at this point, like how it is now. So you actually had to do your due diligence, or really do some bootleg setup type stuff.
So I was walking down the street from my job, and at this time, like I said, I was just working to help my mom pay bills and stuff. I ain't had no money. I had to walk everywhere I went type shit. You know what I mean? And I was about to graduate high school and shit. And somehow, some way, I walked past Achilles Soon from Formula 412.
Yes.
I don't know how this happened.
That's crazy.
I don't even know how I knew that I needed to talk to him about rapping. I just did. For some godly reason, I just spoke to him about rapping.
You couldn't have picked a better person.
Right.
That's fire.
You know what I mean? And he was like, come to the crib. And so I came to his crib one day, and I thought we were going to record, but we didn't.
What you end up doing instead?
Just talking about shit. And I think that was a good experience just talking, because he had experienced a lot of shit to that point, and talking to him allowed me to realize that it was real, that you could go from where I was from and make it someplace.
So for those who don't know, Formula 412 is a band out of Pittsburgh. Formula 412. And if you're a fan of the podcast, you probably remember me talking about Edan of ID Labs and Strict Flow.
Yeah.
Formula 412 is two members from the original group Strict Flow. And so when we're talking about Pittsburgh hip hop and cornerstones of that, Formula 412 is a big part of that. Yeah. So you got a chance to meet up with someone like that who has history,
right?
Who has experience, who has knowledge, and who has connections in the industry. That had to be priceless. What was that like? Could you even grasp how big that was at the time?
I didn't know. I didn't even know who he was. Right. I don't know why. But I believe in God.
Yeah, and he puts us in places
Yeah,
for a reason,
man.
right?
And like I'm just walking past the Kogos, and I walk past this Kogos every day to get to my job and get home. It was a winter day, and I don't know what made me talk to him about rap. He made me rap for him. I must have impressed him. He told me to come meet him. You know what I mean?
Before you started rapping for him, did you have any idea he was even involved in music?
Nah, I don't know how. I don't even know. I can't not tell you why I decided to talk to him about rapping. You know what I mean? I used what could have happened, and if I do a biopic, this is what it'll be. I used to buy the King magazines from the Kogos. If you know about the King magazines, you know why I was buying them.
Yeah,
But
yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, for sure.
So I might have been buying the King magazine at the time, and probably one thing led to the King magazine, yeah, beach booty, I mean, the blah blah blah, I rap type shit, I mean. So yeah, I think that's probably could have been what happened. I don't know.
So that first interaction ended up leading you go to his home. Was he have like a recording
Yeah,
studio within his
yeah.
crib?
It was in his basement. Everything was all set up. He had all this equipment that I had never seen before. It was like I akin it to like Ezekiel's Spaceship, which is a album I want to make. I want to make an album called Ezekiel's Spaceship about me discovering hip hop. You know what I mean?
Okay.
If you do you know what Ezekiel's Spaceship is?
Ezekiel from
The Bible.
the pre-Bible
Yeah,
Bible,
right.
who was
I
ascended
fuck with
into.
you, dog. I fuck with you.
You feel me? He was ascended into. You're naming stuff you ain't even know I was gonna know about. Life Formula 412. Yeah, bro. Yeah, I do. But for those who don't know, there was parts of the Bible that weren't included.
Right.
And Ezekiel was one of the first prophets who actually had actual interaction with God.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the only outside of Adam who actually had interaction with God.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm saying anything wrong.
So you schooling me.
And he was ascended into heaven, the spaceship, if you will, and he had a conversation with God, and he was introduced to the ways of man.
Yeah. So like I said, like if
that's fire ass idea though, Ezekiel.
Yeah,
I like that.
like I mean, like that's basically what it was like going in Kill's basement at that time. I'd never been really around recording equipment, so it was like I said, having an encounter with a godly being or a friendly extraterrestrial that has allowed me into their spaceship. And I'm looking at stuff like, oh, yeah.
What is this? What is this control? Right. Damn, that's fire. That's a fire ass concept, ain't it?
Yeah, for sure.
Damn, bro, I like that.
So, we didn't record, and then as a 17-year-old who's super ambitious and just met somebody who's like in it like that, I just made it my business to call him every day.
Yeah. He probably respected that though.
He probably did, but I know as a grown person, he got annoyed. He's like, God damn, what the fuck this kid keep calling me for? He introduced me very young at 17 to Paradise Gray at X-Clan.
Oh, wow.
So imagine going from Ezekiel's Spaceship to goddamn the mothership. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, once I seen them plaques on the walls and shit, I'm 17. I'm from Wilkinsburg.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know nothing. All I know is Nas is my favorite rapper, and I want to be like him one day. And now I'm in the place where I see plaques on the walls.
Yeah.
And this
from
is
legendary,
this is a hip hop legend.
People. Yeah.
I rap for
Damn, shout out Paradise Gray.
Yeah, shout out. And me and him got some things in the works now. But I rapped for him all those years ago, and he told me I had it. And so that was all the validation I needed to keep rapping.
Once again, feeding that validation.
Right, you know what I mean? And then so after the course of a summer, just keep calling Kill every day. And he's like, I'm busy, kid. I'm like, I got shit I want to do, right? He's like, look, he kept it real, I can't really fuck with you right now. I'm gonna give you a number to a guy named Ime Alaquiva.
Shout out.
Right.
And shout out Fran, because Fran spoke about Ime as well. So
he gave me a number to Ime Alaquiva. He's like, he kind of like spun me like, okay, bug this nigga. Don't, you know what I mean? Like, because I know you want to record.
You were going to your mama's house?
That was my first ever recording studio.
Wow.
And it was just like, yes, I've arrived. You know what I mean? Like, I walk in there and they got a real soundboard.
Yeah.
And a real booth in a lounge.
That's
and
crazy.
goddamn flat screens.
You probably felt like you made it. Like,
right.
Man, I'm on. Like, like people don't know I'm on right now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
And then he was like, all right, yeah, so this is a consultation. I'm like, what's that mean?
Like I'm doing it though. Fuck it.
Yeah, man, right. It's a consultation. Okay, so the next time we talk, you can occupy my time for $40 an hour. What? Yeah,
Now it's
$40.
getting real.
I was like $40 an hour, but I said, you know what, Mama, I know we got bills to pay, but I got dreams.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yep.
whatever I could give you, I'm gonna give you, but I'm gonna take some of this money and give it to Mr. Achilles. I'm gonna give this to Mr. Ime
Right.
Alaquiva.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? First rap song I ever made was terrible. Absolutely bad. Not the lyrics. I always had good lyrics. I feel like once I learned
Who
how
did
to
the
rap.
production on the first one?
Queeve. I actually got a beat from Ime Alaquiva
That's crazy.
on my first time out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is crazy in itself.
It is crazy.
But I tried to rap like Nas.
And that wasn't you.
Not Nas.
Right.
Got, so, and I was trying to rap like Nas for like 6 months, and it just wasn't doing it. Like, it wasn't.
Did you realize that right away, or did it take some time for you
To be honest, if somebody would have, like, at that time, when I first started out, if somebody would have been like, yo, you're whack, and this is why, I'd have been like, you're crazy.
Yeah.
I'm emulating the greatest rapper in my
Right.
mind of all time. What do you mean? But then I meet Lamar French.
Okay.
6 months later, me sweating it out at the studio, trying to figure things out. You know what I mean? Shout out to Queef. You know what I mean? Your Mom's House Studio. He hires Lamar French. So my first time meeting Lamar French, we're the same age. We're two young people we basically of the same mind, trying to do it. We've just discovered Your Mom's House Studio.
Right.
You know what I mean? And at this time, French was he was actually a customer. He wasn't working there yet.
You're both sharing the same passion and
Right.
energy in this.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
He got the session right after mine. You know how sessions go. You
Yeah.
gotta sit and wait for somebody to get done.
Yep.
I'm 18 maybe, and I'm in there just cussing my fucking heart out. Yeah, man. Bitch this, bitch that, motherfucker. You know what I mean? I'm the nice motherfucker, bitch, nigga, fuck bitch hoe. Right? So this motherfucker come to the studio with his mom.
Oh.
She's sitting on the fucking couch. Now I was raised in church. You know what I mean?
I know you felt like, bruh.
I come out the booth sweating, feeling great.
Crazy. Oh.
Feeling great because I just rapped my heart out. Bitch,
Yeah.
hoe, bitch, this, right? She's sitting on the couch, fucking shocked to tears. I couldn't do nothing else.
Cut it out, bro.
My fucking instinct, my only instinct, and I just acted on it, was just to run up to her and give her a hug. And I apologize. I said, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cuss in front of you like that. You know what I mean? I would feel bad if somebody cussed in front of my mom like that. I just sincerely apologize.
That's a lot of maturity from an 18-year-old.
Yeah, but I mean, like I said, I was raised in church.
That's the way he was raised.
You know, and I think when French saw that, he's like, damn, bro, you really
You're a real one.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, and it was still like, I was so disarmed that I had to be genuine. Right. You know what I mean? Some people, like, they got so much armor on, they can hide themselves in their fucking bullshit. You know what I mean? But I was so disarmed in that moment, couldn't do nothing but keep it real. You know what I mean? So after that, I sat in his session to try to smooth it out because I was so embarrassed. And I heard some super dope shit. And then I'm like, okay, he could rap, you know what I mean? But I'm the best rapper. You know what I mean? That's how every niggas feel like, oh, he can rap. Yeah. So let me try to infiltrate his armor a bit and ask him, yo, but who made the beat? Because that's the part of the song that's really hard. Because I'm the best rapper. Oh, I made the beat too. Oh, fuck. You know what I mean? Like, now I can't do shit. You know what I mean? Like,
not only am I doing this, but I also have this in my bag.
I made the beat too, and I'm like, damn, that beat was fucking hard as hell. You know what I mean? And I mean, for him to be so young, producing in a way that, like, I mean, you heard French's beats, like,
for sure.
He was always in that pocket. Yeah. It took him a couple years to master
industry,
it. But he was level. Always he's so smart. You know what I mean? And I knew that from the moment I heard them beats that he was brilliant. You know what I mean? And God said, you know, old people say, God told me to say, you know what I mean? Yeah. God told me to say, will you be my producer? You know what I mean? And he was humble. He said, yeah, I'll fuck with you.
And he received it.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And then he got hired at Your Mom's House Studio because he was so dope at production. And it just kind of went hand in glove. It's like, okay, I'm a producer. I make beats for this dude. I bought my initial beats from him for like $300. That's how serious I was about him producing me. You know what I mean? Like I said, I was broke.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
that wasn't easy to come by.
You
Yeah,
know what I mean? And after buying him a couple times, he was just like, let's just make some music together. And at that time when he said let's make music together, it just kind of went together that Ime was like, well, since he works here, I'm gonna give him a fringe benefit of recording for free.
nice.
And since you're a preferred customer, I'm gonna give you the fringe benefit of recording with him for free.
That's love.
Yeah,
That's love.
So just like,
And you speak about that, and I had another guest on here who spoke
mm-hmm,
about the same thing about spending money with someone
mm-hmm,
and then and investing in yourself
mm-hmm,
and that paying off in dividends, that paying off more than just that one moment.
yeah,
You built a friendship off of that
yeah,
because you weren't afraid to invest in yourself.
yeah,
Even though you didn't have the money
mm-hmm,
necessarily to invest in yourself,
yeah,
you believed in yourself enough to know like
mm-hmm,
if
mm-hmm,
I bet on me, I'm going to win.
yeah,
And because you did that, you did win.
right,
And
right,
you gained so much more than just
mm-hmm.
a $300 beat.
That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. And a lot of people don't realize that the universe be asking for seed money, yo.
Hmm.
Like you got faith, you gotta put faith money out there. You gotta
Yeah.
put a little bit of something out there for the
And you
universe to
can't always
fuck
just
with you.
value money
Yeah, you
over.
know what I
Yeah.
mean? Right. Like, oh my God, bro. You know how many, bro, if I got a measly $100 for every performance I ever did.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
If I got $10, if I got $1 for every mile that I drove.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
bro.
Like, come on.
Real stuff.
Right.
And there and people don't understand, a lot of people have this mentality because they think, and once again you spoke to that youth, what I mean, and how confident and the ego that you had. People think because they're doing this and they're good at it that they people owe them something or they should be
Mm-hmm.
paid for it,
Yeah.
not understanding that you gotta pay your dues as well.
Yeah. Facts.
There's a lot
All
of free
about
shows
dudes.
that come. There's, like you said, there's a lot of miles that you got to
Yeah.
travel.
Yeah.
There's a long time that I didn't have a vehicle where I had to walk and bus it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like you
It's a
got
fact.
and you have to pay those dues.
That's a fact.
You have to pay those dues in order to get more fruit. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You got to plant those seeds
Yeah.
to get more fruit.
That's a fact. I mean, even with you're a preferred customer, you get to record. I mean, I had to sweep up down there. I had to take out trash. I
Right.
had to
It
hold.
wasn't a gimme.
Yeah, I had to. Los be down at the studio and wait for a client to come.
Right.
What are you doing? I got shit to. Oh, okay, don't matter what you got to do. I need to go down there, wait for them to come real quick. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Type shit. So, yeah,
And you're hungry, so you
yeah.
want it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, peace, bro.
Peace.
And yeah, so that was the beginning, and we just started. I think at that point I went to recording school with French,
Right.
and we learned off each
As
other.
he was learning, you were learning.
He was
with him.
learning how to be the best engineer, and I was learning how to be the best recording artist.
Right.
You know what I mean? And him being a perfectionist was the element that he brought to the group, and my passion is what I brought to the group.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then also my pen. You know what I mean?
Of
Like,
course.
and it just developed and got crazy
Even crazier.
over the years. You know what I mean? Because I knew that, okay, if I got
Is
this
that
person,
when you found your sound when you got with French? Is that when
I'm
you
so
found?
glad you asked
Because
that
because
I
we spoke
forgot
about that.
about
You were
that.
talking about you were rapping like Nas at the time.
Right. I forgot. I'm so
And
glad you mentioned that. So
is that when you and French got together? Is that really when you found your sound?
yeah, I was rapping, trying to take him up on, let's make songs together. And he said, you know, he said, bro, you're not Nas. He said those words.
Yeah.
I'm in the booth, sweating it out. Hey, let me stop you real quick. Hey, Los, what's up? Yo, you're not Nas.
That's a real ass friend, ain't it?
I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not Nas. Can you stop rapping like Nas? I'm like, nigga, what? Like I'm fucking nice. Yeah, you're nice. You can write, but you're not Nas. And actually, your rap voice is probably better than Nas's. Why don't you use your rap voice? I'm like, damn. Yeah, use your rap voice, Los. Let's see how that works. Now I gotta try it. Yeah, just talk. Just rap the way you talk. Cause you got a good voice. Just rap the way you talk. Are you ready? Let's run it back. Damn. Now LOS is actually born.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
The
Like,
birth. And you spoke about that cocoon,
yeah,
that going to metamorphosis.
yeah,
That was a phase in that, right?
right.
Like
Fact.
you were born, like you went from one stage
Yeah,
you know what I mean, at the beginning, and then you cocooned into Los was born.
Right. And then it was like, damn, I do got a nice rap voice. Like, shit sounds so crispy and clear.
Because he was a real friend too, right? He could have been capping to you like, bro, that's fire.
right.
Like, nah,
right.
bro, that's not it.
Right. And he's a perfectionist to the core. Everything
he wants it to sound right.
He wanted to sound. That's what made him a brilliant engineer. And that's why he had such big clientele down there. Is because he was not gonna let you walk around and say French recorded some bullshit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
like
hard, yeah.
he's like, you're not gonna put that shit on my name. Like, nah, if you record with me, it's gonna at least sound listenable. Right, you know what I mean? Right. Like, even if you're a whack ass rapper, even if you delivery
is palatable shit, now.
Yeah, like niggas are gonna at least ask, where'd you record that?
Exactly. It sounds crispy enough for that.
Right. Yeah. But yeah. And then we went on a mission at that point to Lamar French, man. Best, yeah, for sure. Shout out, yeah.
Yeah, good look, Montel. He said Lamar French, best engineer I've ever worked with.
No lie. To me too. Yeah. To this day. I mean, outside of Domingo, but Domingo's, you know, obviously industry, you know.
Right.
But and we just decided at that point, let's develop a sound. Let's develop a sound.
That's how Folkland was born in that moment.
Yeah, because we wanted to make sure. Okay, at the time you talked about there was groups that was like, I want to say at that time Folkland was at least top 10, if not top 5 mentionable like groups at that time.
That's definitely fair.
Yeah, I mean, and the ones that we had our eyes on was the 58s, and like, cause everybody 58, come on, Child Friend and all them. Yeah. And Commonwealth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And okay, we could rap with the 58s, but we wasn't as cool as them. Those niggas so cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. We could out rap Commonwealth.
Yeah.
But we wasn't as fly as them niggas.
Yeah.
So what could we do that them niggas can't
set yourself apart? Yeah.
Gotta set ourselves apart with a sound that's unmatchable. Right. So crispy, so opulent, so fucking robust.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you hear Folkland, like if you put those three groups together, you got like, you know, obviously E Dan and them was fucking with their shit, so it was gonna be professional and shit.
Oh yeah.
But
58, yeah. Yep.
But it wasn't opulent. It wasn't like, you know what I mean? Like when you listen to this shit, it didn't like.
Yeah, I'm getting goosebumps you talking about because that was certainly a moment. And shout out to those boys, the 58s and Commonwealth, because those are some of my favorite groups. Period.
For sure.
For sure.
We were just like, let's make our niche is going to be making big ass, robust records.
Yeah.
With
theatrical,
a lot of energy.
Yeah.
When you listen to our shit, you gonna want to hear it in a stadium.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
it's a theatrical experience now.
Exactly. You know what I mean? And we was just going for that theater sound like that. Yeah, like thunder. When you hear Folkland, I want you to hear thunder.
Absolutely.
Thunder and soul. You know what I mean? Like, and that was our fork. That's our stake in the road. Like, yeah, that's what we're going.
Where did the name come from?
Man, so we had 3 names. I can't remember the third name, but one of the names that I came up with was the Heights.
Okay.
French came up with Folkland, and it's from like the Webster's dictionary. It means land divvied up amongst the people, not owned by the government.
Okay.
So it's just like.
So it had real inspiration.
Yeah. I didn't like the name. I thought it was whack. I feel like people was gonna say folklore.
Yeah, I can see
a lot of people did that.
I can see that.
What I mean? I said let's name ourselves the Heights because we just trying to take this shit up. You know what I mean? Like, so we put the names in the hat and we scrambled them.
That would have been crazy if y'all would have been the Heights. What would that be like?
What would it be like? That would be wild. Mean, you know,
that's some metaverse shit, huh?
Right. Yeah, like there's a version. There's like up top Los in another dimension. You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
so y'all literally drew the names out of a hat.
I can't remember what the third name was, but it was like some shit that we both kind of agreed on, and I think it was like Simtex or some shit like that. But that would have been lame. Like,
you don't want that Simtex.
So yeah,
I don't know. It sounds like similar shit. I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
What's that?
Simtex. It sounds like it could have worked to me. I don't know.
It would have, but I feel like now we would have had to like kind of take on a persona of being like edgy, kind of nerdy, like
Yeah,
real heady rap.
yeah.
Like,
That was
that's
the
never
Call
really.
of Duty had them Simtex on
Yeah.
back then. Uh, they had them Simtex on
Yeah,
back.
I mean, like I feel like I don't think a lot of people would get people really get Folkland until we kind of broke it down. It ended up sticking, but Folkland got drawn. He fucking did a yes, and I was like, we'll see how that shit work. But it is stuck. You know what I mean? And I think people really respect it is because when you look at Folkland, that just like the letters and the way that they're kind of constructed, like the text of it,
Mhm.
it kind of puts you in the mindset of like Outcast,
Yeah.
like the way that those letters kind of are set
Foreign.
together, and yeah,
Yeah.
it's like kind of foreign, like Folkland Outcast. So we kind of like embraced it in that way, like we're like more or less like the Outcast. Yeah, I mean,
And you're a
like
duo, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, so we just like Outcast and Pittsburgh type. But like I said, we making opulent records. You know what I mean? Like a lot of the stuff that we did was like Rockefeller meets Outkast
Mhm.
meets, yeah, I mean, Dr. Dre. Like
Yeah.
we was just everything we made. We wanted that shit to go boom. We wanted that shit to hit you in your chest. Then I come through with my crispy ass delivery
Yeah.
lyrics. You know what I mean? Like sharp ass delivery, high energy shit. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like unmatchable. That's how we wanted to be, like unmatchable intensity with opulent sound. You
And
know
these
what I mean?
groups that you're talking about competing with, like, and they have great stage presence as well.
Exactly.
And you guys are bringing that to the
hmm
forefront as well.
hmm
So,
hmm
what a time!
It was a dope time. I mean, that was when Pittsburgh had an actual rap
It
scene.
was the golden age, bro.
God damn it.
It was the
You
golden
said it,
age.
bro. You said it.
And I'll stay.
Weapons of mass
I'll stand on.
destruction.
I'll stand on that. I mean,
Goddamn.
I stand on that. I mean, we have the proof of it, like
Yeah,
what came from that. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Um,
Shadow Lounge era.
Shadow Lounge, bro. I was just talking about that. The fact that we don't really have anything, we do have.
Mm,
So, Rock Till Morning is super dope for that because it's a
yeah.
black owned
Mm.
and operated, and they support local hip hop.
Shout out to bro for sure.
And y'all should definitely get behind that type of thing because it's not much of that left in the city. There's not much Shadow Lounge,
Mm,
real corners. There's not much Z Lounge like that
mm,
was popping off back then. It's not much. Basic Sickness had that one spot
mm.
down the street from Z Lounge that they used to rock out. I can't
Yeah.
remember the.
Yeah. I
But
forgot now.
The South Side used to
Monsters of
crack.
the Mic. What was the other one with the well? I don't know why I'm forgetting that shit.
Who was the promoter?
Um, it would happen at the Shadow Lounge a lot, but it was like James Brown and
Shout out to.
Stretch.
Yeah,
You know what I'm talking about?
yeah.
Why am I blanking on the name? It was so popular.
Shout out to Scrap and I'm proud to be locals
Oh
too.
yeah,
Down to
yeah.
they had them
JPB
cracking at the
just put a push your buttons.
yeah. Push
Weapons of mass destruction.
weapons of yeah.
But what was the Rhyme Calisthenics?
Rom Cow, how yes, yeah. Shadow
You had
Lounge
to
Rom
be a
Cow.
serious MC to even think about doing that shit. And
The best came from Rom Cow, bro. There's so many, and I'm not going to say any names just because I don't want to exclude anyone because that
mm,
wouldn't be fair. But
the Rhyme Cow people, the people that come to my mind the most with Rhyme Cow is Mac and Scrap.
yeah,
I feel like they was like, you know what I mean? They
yeah,
was like the goddamn Undertaker and goddamn, you know what I
yes,
mean?
yes,
Like, motherfucking The Rock of that shit. Like,
yeah,
they
for
was
real,
always in that shit. And Mac was a rapper.
yeah.
Like, he really rapped. Like,
He paid his
damn.
dues. Like
Mm-hmm.
you've been on bills with Mac. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
people who've been on like you know what I mean. So
Yeah.
he really paid his dues. And like you said, he did things like Rom Cow. He was
Mm-hmm.
never afraid to step in the arena
Yeah.
and freestyle off top. Or
Mm-hmm.
like you said, he was a real MC
Mm-hmm.
who developed and you know what I mean. I don't want to say developed into a real artist because I know he
Mm-hmm.
grew up in music as well. But
Yeah.
he was really about that life, bro.
Yeah, for
That
sure.
MC life.
Mm-hmm.
No, but yeah, Rom Cow was crazy. So many great MCs came
Mm-hmm.
from that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So many great moments came from Rom
Yeah,
Cow, and that was one of them other benchmarks, right? Like, if you're for real, you got to be in Rom Cow.
for sure. For
Yeah,
sure. I made it. I made it in the round cow. I didn't make it to the last round, but I had a respectable run in round cow
yeah,
for
for
sure.
sure,
You just had to do it. If you was going to say you could rap, you had to do round cow at
for
least
sure.
once. You know what I mean? Like see show what you really had. You know what I mean? But even in Shadow Lounge in general, like it was just so dope that your mom's house was above the Shadow Lounge,
Yeah,
and that really just shaped me in French. Like to be able to make beats and songs upstairs, then come
downstairs
downstairs
and
and
perform.
showcase them. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Shout out to Justin Strong. Like he he's a godsend to me. I really appreciate that man. He gave me opportunities I would have never had if it wasn't for him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I love that dude. You know what I mean? Like there should be there should be a Justin Strong day, really, because he gave the city some shit that like you know what I mean?
That it
Like
hasn't had since.
right. And then he was so like just benevolent in that way of just like really making sure that Shadow Lounge stayed culturally significant.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like and stay true to form. You know what I
And
mean?
how many
Like
videos were shot by the Shadow
oh my
Lounge? Like
goodness. If you ain't got a video by or near photo shoot, something like that.
something,
You know what I mean?
100%, bro.
What
100%.
about the alleyway outside of Shadow Lounge where the ciphers? Like the show was one thing. If you was in the show, yeah, you was legit. But nah,
Yes.
you wasn't shit unless you was in them ciphers
Ciphers,
in the
yeah,
back.
bro.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
And you'll
Like
catch some on film. Were you in? I feel like I might have seen you on film on one
I
of them
don't
joints at
even
some
know.
point in time.
Probably I know I was in them ciphers many a day, bro.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
that was a special
And
time.
like you had to really freestyle.
You had to
I
really
remember one
don't be
time
spitting no writtens.
I spit a written the one week. Oh, don't boo nice. Came back with a written. You said that on stage, bro. You came with a
Ooh,
written.
yeah.
Oh yeah, next week don't yeah come
Don't come back with it.
yeah. You know what
Don't
I
come
mean?
back with
Like
it.
that's when niggas was kicking you out of cipher. Nah, not
Yeah.
my man. He can't.
You can't
You
get
had to
back in
get your
here.
shit. You
Yeah.
know, you had to get your shit together. Like you
You
had to
had to
really be tight.
you had to be nice.
Yeah, you know what I mean. I remember Stretch one time was like, he told me to get in a rhyme. I was like, nah, I'm more of a performing artist. I'm more of a recording artist. He said, bro, you nice. I need you. Yeah, you got to get in rhyme because like he knew like that was the gauntlet. He had to go through certain gauntlets to be respected. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Like, shout out to Stretch. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, that's
And it's crazy because I asked you about your influences, and not only did you have the influence within the house, but you had all of these outside influences that helped shape
mm,
you into the artist that you are today.
for
You know,
sure.
you speak about French. You know
Mm,
what I mean? You speak about Ime.
yeah,
You know, you speak about all Paradise Gray. You
yeah,
know, which is
yeah.
crazy. You speak about all these people who became your other influences who
Mm-hmm,
helped shape
mm-hmm.
you
Yeah.
into this monster of an artist.
Yeah, yeah. So, during that time, that whole Shadow Lounge era and working with French, we dropped two albums, and or three albums. And one became critically acclaimed. No fans, just critics did a lot of great things for us. We made it in blogs and shit like that.
Yep.
And there you go. That's that validation machine I got in the Genesis Mag.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was, I was feeling really good about being a rapper. And then during that time, we had gotten management. And shout out to Mark Craighead and
There was a real scene at that time.
yeah,
Like
you
you're
know what I
talking
mean?
about magazines,
Yeah,
blogs,
man.
like benchmarks to
Right.
actually say like, oh, I'm
Yeah,
doing something
right,
right.
exactly. It's a
Yeah.
fact, you know what I mean? So yeah, we just started like making connections and stuff like that. We got signed to this label out of California. I think it was called Fanta. I can't remember, but because we never got a chance to talk to the executive, we only got a chance to talk to the A&R that
Yeah.
was from there. So we never really built a relationship with them. But
You
there's a
probably
lot of
didn't feel good about it either, with that being the
nah,
case.
not
Yeah.
really. Yeah, I mean, like the A&R was cool, the manager was cool, but like I remember one time the executive told us, "Don't interrupt me while he's working out." I'm thinking like.
Bro, you think that's more important than my life, my career? Really?
Yeah, y'all calling me, y'all interrupting me while I'm working out. I'm like, yeah, this shit, I don't know
Yeah,
how
this
long
ain't
this shit
working
gonna
out.
work.
Yeah, right.
But we signed a contract for like however many albums. Like to be honest, if bro still got that paperwork, he might could fucking fuck with me for real, for real. But yeah, yeah. During that time, we were just trying to create as much music as we can, contribute to the Pittsburgh hip hop scene, be as relevant as possible, be as dope as possible, and then one day we just met Rhyme Fest. You hear me? And
Wow. Yeah.
yeah, he came to the studio, likely because of like Ime. Ime was like really becoming a big figure at that time.
Right.
Like he made like top 30 under 30 or top 40 under 40 or some shit like that. Like he was becoming very
He was getting
politically like
accolades.
yeah, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? So his studio was becoming a lot more popular, and then he was starting to get in like involved in like schools and stuff like that. So he would just be able to see it in different lights. And so somehow Ron Fest heard of the studio and them coming down there, and it was just happened to be on the night that I was there, and we rapped. He was trying to rap for some blog called DJ Booth. DJ.com.
Okay, yeah, I remember
Yeah.
DJ Booth. Yeah,
Yeah, I
with
think
the big
he
bowl.
still
Yeah, I think
got,
he's still rocking. Yeah.
yeah. And I ain't know nothing about it at the time, but then I realized it was a big deal. And he was just like, he just decided he's gonna let French give him the beat for it. So, I'm just in the building like, oh my man, getting on, man, doing
Yeah.
this thing,
Hell
okay,
yeah.
let's see. He playing the beat, but for some reason, like Ron Fest wasn't satisfied with it. So we ended up talking and like I let him know like I rap and shit. He's like, oh, you rap? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, I'm going to the booth. Let me hear what you
Damn.
got.
Crazy. Yeah.
So I just went in there and I rapped, and I did this rap that was so aggressive, and I mean, for a lack of a better word, the energy was a lot more potent than the energy that he was putting on it at the time. So
Right.
I just remember like just rapping so hard that Ron Fest was like, "Nah," he was like, that's not it." I'm like, "Damn, in my butt, this is a professional rapper."
Right.
Like
Ron
he just,
Fest beat Eminem in a battle.
yeah, right.
Like it's
He
Ron
said
Fest.
he just told me, "Nah, nah, no." I like, damn, my head's down. I come out the booth. I'm like, why? What happened? He's like, you not doing that on there. You not, you not about to go in there and do
He ain't
that,
want you to eat him on
right?
there. Yeah. You was eating.
You ain't about to
Yeah.
do that. This shit about to go on national blog. No,
Yeah.
absolutely not. I'm like, damn. I was like,
I
did I
can't get
did I
off,
fuck
bro.
up? Then he's like, nah, you going too crazy. So I was like, okay. And like, so, I ain't gonna totally shit on you. What we could do is I'll give you a second or two to write something else. But like tone it down type shit. You know what I mean? Like
That's crazy. You're rapping much too good for my liking.
right.
You
But
gotta tone that down a bit, sir.
it wasn't like he couldn't it
Of
wasn't like he
course,
couldn't go
yeah.
bar for bar with me, but what he was doing,
Yeah, he wasn't in that space in that
yeah,
moment
he
of
was like,
time.
"No, I'm not about to. I was not prepared for that. So what
Yeah.
we're gonna do is I'm gonna let you
I mean, at
rewrite
least he
some
let you
shit."
still get off, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then I was like, well, fuck it. He gave me opportunity. He gave me 30 minutes to try to write something else. Here I go. Let me see if I can write some other shit. And I did. And then while I was writing, unbeknownst to me, French was writing too.
Ooh.
So then he's like, so I like, I'm ready. And French was like, all right, well, Ron Fest, when he's done, can I put something on there? And he's like, well, let me hear it. So he let like, so French rapped his shit. He's like, oh, okay, that shit was hard. So that's how we end up getting a feature on the No Fan Just Critic, because it was just like
Which
I
is
was
wild,
gonna
right?
get it.
How
Yeah,
crazy is that?
yeah, right. This is like a feature we didn't have to pay for, just being
Right place,
around.
right
You know what I
time.
mean? And that's why I say like Tomlin says a lot, Mike Tomlin, but I believe it to be true. The best ability is availability.
Yeah.
You gotta be around. You gotta be willing. If niggas not gonna pay, oh niggas ain't gonna pay me, I ain't showing up. But dog, you missed out.
Yeah.
You ain't
You
showing
don't know
up.
what was gonna come
Like
from this.
for real, like
Yeah.
anything can happen, bro. You
Anything.
just gotta be willing. You know what I mean? There used to be this movie with God damn it, his name. Funny nigga. Jim Carrey.
Okay.
The Yes Man or something like
Yes,
that.
man. Yeah, yeah.
It
You
was
can only
like
say yes.
right, right. Now obviously you don't want to live your life like that, but if you accumulate the right amount of yeses at the appropriate time,
Yeah.
keep just the right amount of good, positive yes energy.
Yeah.
Like, yes, I'm willing to put gas in my car and come to where you're at.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm willing to be attentive and have a good attitude.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm willing to humble myself a little bit and allow you to shine real quick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like those things can accumulate to something much grander than, oh no, I can't come out there. Who gonna all be there?
Right.
Oh, is y'all paying for my gas?
My brother always says the only thing that changes anything is a yes.
Right. I
Because
like that.
no is the
Yeah.
same place you were.
Yeah. I fuck with that. I
You know what I
fuck
mean?
with
That's
that.
even if you're asking for something, like
Hmm.
you might be afraid to ask for something,
Yeah.
but there you go. Dave Jeffrey says, "Where do you post your stuff at?"
You can find my latest album, my album that I dropped in March
Los
on
to Ghost.
Los to Ghost 2 Waves of Aquarius. You can find that on Audio Mac. I know a lot of people don't really fuck with Audio Mac, but I had to put it on there because I had a lot of samples I couldn't clear. But I got an album that's on all streaming platforms called Los to Ghost. It's the original Los to Ghost, and it's like more like trap heavy type stuff. You know what I mean? Like it's not really like quintessential hip hop. So if you like hip hop stuff,
Indeed.
check out Los to Ghost 2 on Audio Mac. It's more like a homage to like the 50 years of hip hop that we in now. You know what I mean?
For
So,
sure.
but yeah, man, just saying yes in the right moment. And then Ron Fest was like, okay, I fuck with y'all. I fuck with y'all so much. I'm gonna get y'all signed to good music.
That's crazy.
So now we like trying to get signed to good music.
That's crazy.
You know what I mean?
And Ron Fest is Kanye's guy. He wrote a lot of Kanye
yeah,
and messed with Kanye from an early point. So if
yeah,
he says it, that
hmm
means something.
right.
Yeah.
And so now we got a chance to meet Big Sean and shit like that. I heard Big Sean's mixtape. It was called
Finally
Finally
famous.
Famous.
Yeah.
I heard that. I heard it before anybody knew who Big Sean was.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm here. I arrived. I did it. I had a goal at 17. At this point, I'm like maybe 24, and
Yeah.
I did it. I did that shit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm about to be sounding good music. Hey, mama, you gonna be retiring next year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I'm about to be lit. You know your boy got them bars. As soon as I get in that studio with Yeezy and Jigga, you know what I mean?
We shutting it down.
You know what I mean?
We
Like,
shutting it down.
I don't give a fuck what them niggas is talking about to out rap both them niggas.
Yeah. And I'm gonna sing the hook just in case. Let
I'm
these
about to be
niggas
throwing
know.
up the rock. Everything gonna be good.
Right.
And then 8 months later, we lost all that shit.
Damn.
You know what I mean? Lost all that shit. Like, and I don't even know how. Just lost it. You know, just a bunch of
That had to be devastating in that moment, like
yeah.
especially being on top of the world. You know, I
Mhm.
mean, you're probably talking about it with people like, "Yo, this is about to happen."
Oh yeah, like I had a little job. Well, not a little job. I had a full time job paying benefits and everything. That I had since I was 19 because I was always about to get some money.
Yep.
And you know, there would be days like my boss would talk to me crazy, and I would just nudge my coworker like, "Don't worry, dog.
I'm
Leave
about to
me and
be
you about
out
to
of
be out
here.
there, and I'm gonna
Yeah.
come back and get you, nigga. You know what I mean? Everything gonna be cool.
They're
Fuck
probably
this
like,
nigga.
"Yeah,
You
hell
know what I
yeah."
mean? Like, cause I'm showing like I got a song with Ron Fest.
I got receipts.
I got like nigga, I'm
Yeah.
shit about to be gravy, nigga.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we gonna be cool. You know what I mean? Like, and we just lost that shit, you know. And then in the course of that, I lost myself, like because the only
Did
thing I,
that take some passion away from you from the music, like investing
without a
so
doubt,
much,
yeah,
putting so much into this? You know, what I mean, investing so much energy and time, and like you said, even like telling other people about it, and then
mm-hmm,
to
yeah,
have that leave you like that.
mm-hmm,
Did it take a
mm-hmm.
lot out of your passion for the music?
It did because you know to that point, and even sometimes now I feel like the only thing I ever been good at was rap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So to be able to, for somebody to be able to take away from you your only outlet, not only like you, it's your only talent, the only thing you're talented at that you believe you're talented at, and it's your only path to like getting out of the circumstances that you're in.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you really
This is your lottery ticket.
right. This is like I feel like God give everybody something
Right.
that they could build on and create prosperity for themselves. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's probably not even as dynamic as rapping, or it's probably not even socially accepted like rapping to
Right.
that capacity, but it's something that you can hold on to that you know that you can do. You know what I mean? Whether you just a ultimate hustler or you just got
You're a Lego builder. You
yeah,
built the shit
yeah,
out
I
of some
mean,
Legos.
like,
Yeah,
or you just got a super dope energy, positivity, and everything
yeah.
just kind of falls like Lego pieces because you're
Right.
super dope
Like
like
full
that.
circle. Fucking.
You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
Like, so it's just like, yeah, I lost myself in that moment. Like, it was very dark space for me. Not because it's Kanye, it's Ron Fest. That's a that's one degree of separation from Jigga.
yeah.
Like, this is
The
Jigga.
pinnacle of hip hop.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, to me, I'll never get back. That's my
In your
thinking at the
brain.
moment. I'll never, ever, ever get back to that again.
Right.
I'll never be able to ascend to that level again off of pure happenstance and luck.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because that's all it really was.
How many chances am I going to be able to get in the room with artist this caliber?
Yeah, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? And so, man, I just went to a super dark place. And uh, shout out to my wife. I found my wife at that time, and she helped pull me out of that space. You know, she was an angel at that point. You know what I mean? Like, and I didn't even tell her I rap because I was so ashamed of what happened with
Right.
that situation. I didn't even want to know I rap. And the beautiful thing is, like, one day she just came to me and was like, "Do you rap?" And I was
How long
like,
was y'all talking at that time? How long were you two
like
together?
6 months,
Oh, okay.
a
So you had
minute,
some. Yeah.
yeah. And so I was like, "Yeah, I rap." She was like, "Why you never tell me you rap?" I'm like, to be honest, it's like a dream deferred. I don't really do it no more. She's
Yeah.
just like, well, "Why not? I heard your stuff. You're fucking brilliant."
That's crazy.
Yeah,
She just randomly stumbled on him like, yeah, that's dope.
She was like, can you make me a mixtape of your stuff? I'm like, I guess, in the forefront, I'm like playing coy. But when I start making a mixtape, I'm like going through this shit like I'm gonna give her this, I'm gonna give her that. You know what I
Did
mean?
it
Like,
help you gain some of your passion
it
back in that
did.
moment?
It
Yeah.
definitely did. You know what I mean? And then, around that time, French was going through things. He was going through a lot of stuff. You know,
Yep.
my dog was going through a lot. I think he had gone into his wilderness the same time I did, but we just did it differently.
Yeah, I like
You
how
know
you
what I
verbalize
mean?
that, the wilderness. Yeah, you
Yeah,
got to go in that dark place sometimes.
yeah. And he was
I
going
call it the
through.
soil, right? Because
Yeah,
before you grow, you got to get dug in that soil.
a lot of people don't see it though as being a seed. They see themselves being buried
Hmm.
before you can realize that you're being planted. You know
Yep.
what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, he was going through a lot of shit. And I was young and immature at the time, and I was also raised to not be sensitive. You
So
know
you
what I
started
mean?
taking it personal type shit?
Not really. I was like, in a lot of ways, I felt like he was sabotaging our situation
Yeah.
because I didn't realize that the stuff that he was going through was fucking with his mental.
It was so real to him in that moment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And like, even though I knew what he was going through, in my mind, because the way I was raised, it was like, nigga, fuck that.
Yeah.
You better, like, man, the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like, cause you letting me down. But
Right.
it's like, nigga, he was
It
going
ain't
through
even about you right now,
right.
bro.
It's not,
Like,
you know what I mean? Like, I wasn't never allowed to express my emotions as a kid. I wasn't allowed to cry and shit. You
yeah.
know what I mean? So it's just hard for me to get into people's bag and be emotional with them. I don't
It's
even
hard
cry.
to sympathize with people in that way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I don't even cry at funerals. Like my cousin Monet, she passed away, and I loved her. I really love my cousin Monet, and I didn't shed one tear at her
I feel
funeral.
that, bro.
You know what I
I'm
mean?
very much that same person, and
Yeah.
I feel bad for that. I feel bad for that. Like,
I, I'm. I really feel like I got a problem. I really feel like I. It's almost like my tear ducts is shut off. I almost wish I could turn them on. You know what I mean? So yeah,
I probably need a good cry for real, like to cleanse my soul type.
thankfully I had mine.
Yeah.
I had mine, and I've become a lot more, able to express my emotions without having to rap. You know what I mean? And yes,
Was hip hop like an out? Was music?
it was
Let's
the
say hip
only
because
it was the only
let
outlet.
it be known you're more than just a hip hop artist. Like,
Hmm.
it was music. Was music a outlet for you like
Yeah,
that?
it was the only outlet because, like I said, I wasn't raised in a household being allowed to express myself. You know what I mean? Like whatever my mom said was what it was going to be, and I really didn't develop a sense of my own personality or opinion until I started paying bills. You know
Right.
what I mean? Once I started paying bills at the house, it was like, okay. And I was like 15 at that time. So at that point, it was like I was more grown. It's like,
You're starting to smell yourself now. Like,
yeah,
oh,
you know what I mean? Never really having like, I had a childhood, but never really feeling like I could be carefree my whole life.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Because I had responsibility. So when French was going through what he was going through, my mind was like, bro, but you got responsibilities. You got to shut that shit off. You know what I mean? You got to cut that shit off and like, let's fucking go.
yeah.
But he started becoming more detached, and it just made me feel like he was sabotaging us. You know what I mean? And so I don't know. I wish I could talk to him and tell him how much I love him and tell him how much I appreciate what he at least tried to do at that time. But at the time, I was just too focused on the pain that I was going through and shit like that. And then I got swept up in the rapture of my girl at the time because she was such a savior to me that I just kind of like stopped being as astute at the studio as I probably should have been.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I was
That
feeding.
energy started to go somewhere else.
Yeah, I was like feeding off of his energy, and he was doing things that I didn't really like and stuff like that. And so shit just went bad. And then he at some point he moved to Houston. And I know I'm telling the story in pieces,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? But he ended up moving to Houston, and at that point I just stopped making music altogether.
And the thing about that is you're still an artist though inside.
Right. You know what I mean? So I didn't put out no projects for literally 10 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It
That's a
was
stretch.
yeah, like I didn't it was 10 years.
Was you 1 foot in, 1 foot out?
Hmm?
Was you 1 foot in, 1 foot out?
Yeah, like I have albums that I recorded that never came out.
Yeah, never seen the light of
Because
day.
like I would be like messing with management situations. Like, God, shout out to God. He always would put me in situations where people would want to record me for free. Or people will be like, bro, I got 30,000 for you. All you gotta do record some shit and let's go with the marketing. But then what would happen was it would never come to fruition. And I would like look to the
That's just deflating, right? That starts to
yeah.
take stuff out of you.
I would look to the heavens and I'd be like, why the fuck
This keeps happening.
do you I find myself in this rat race, God? Like you trying to torture me? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But what I realized, after going through therapy was like I had to stop depending on people to facilitate my dream.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I had to find a
You had to
way.
be your own savior.
Yeah, I had to make shit happen. Like God was, I think in some way God was saying you're dope enough that once you invest in yourself, people is gonna start investing crazy. You know what I mean? I'm gonna keep
Playing that
showing
seed
you.
money again.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep showing you that people are gonna invest in you. Every day I'm gonna show you people wanna throw money at you.
That's dope.
But until you put that bet behind yourself, it's always gonna be a wheel. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
gonna be a spinning ass wheel. And so so I started making music. I'm gonna just get to a closer point of the story. I started making music for like 10 years, and
Yeah.
then one day I came across $10,000, right? And so I'm like, damn, what am I gonna do with this $10,000? You know what I mean? And so I was
It's
like,
quite the problem.
right,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do
Yeah.
because like I know I didn't want to buy jewelry. Like
Right.
a year before, my man had some money. He bought some jewelry, and his cousin helped somebody rob him. So I know I didn't want to do no
Sheesh.
stupid shit like
Yeah.
buy jewelry or no dumb shit. I knew it was a problem because I knew I needed to do something useful with it. So I was like, I'm gonna invest in my music. I'm gonna start recording again. And so at that point, I just started investing in myself and started learning about marketing. And I was like, oh,
And that's dope. And I definitely want to touch on that because you
yeah.
you you taught me something because I'm always want to say like, man, I hate social media.
Hmm.
And you and I were having a conversation. And he was like I feel what you're saying. I can't say I hate it, but I'm not passionate about it.
Hmm.
And now I take that with me, bro. And I'm
Hmm.
like, because it's true. Like it's not necessarily that I hate it, but I'm not. It's not something that I'm passionate about.
Right.
Like
It's a fact.
some people care about that shit, bro.
Yeah.
I
Nah.
do not care.
Nah. Yeah. Especially me, I got to be careful because the validation. It's like a validation fucking whore. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah,
Like it's like a validation machine. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like, and if I'm not careful with social media, I'll be like a yo-yo all day. You know what I
yeah.
mean? So I gotta be careful with social media. I gotta shut my shit off and shit.
And I think it's dope how you build content, like
Yeah,
because and
appreciate
that's
that.
the thing. Like I know you probably been here for, but
I ain't tripping.
yeah, but there's so much that you do, and the cool thing, like the way that you build content is real dope, bro.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Like the build a freestyle stuff, like the
Hmm.
your pod, like the way that you build content
Yeah,
is very
appreciate that.
dope,
Appreciate
very
that.
dope.
And
And
I,
is that where is this when you started to happen for you when you got that money when you
yeah, yeah.
started
So
investing in yourself?
I spent the money and I blew it on trying to learn how to market myself. And then I saw a guy by the name of Booney the Kid. He came across my feed and he was doing the shit I wanted to do with my money. It's like fuck. How did he do that? Yeah, like
Yeah,
how did he do those things? How did I drop the ball? What the fuck? But it was like I had to pay that $10,000 of tuition to get to the place where I understood that I made L's and shit.
oh, tuition, that's a nice word for you. Went to
Yeah,
school, yeah.
right. Yeah, man.
So
Everything is a learning experience, and
absolutely.
every L is a lesson. You know what I mean? So, I was just like, I could be a hater and be like, "See, God, what the fuck?" You know
Right.
what I mean? Or I could just figure out how he did that shit.
Hmm.
So then I just started going through his page, like he's a grandma, 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 grandma. What the fuck is grandma? How the fuck? Every time he make a splash play, is grandma. Let me figure out this grind mode shit is. I click on them like, oh shit, that's my nigga Dion. I knew Dion from French. Him and French was working a lot
Shout out
together, but I
Dion
never
Dupree
worked
for
with
sure.
Dion at the time.
Yeah,
French was working with so many people. French was so popular, it seemed like he was in everybody's group.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, like everybody hedged their bet of their plans of what they was gonna do with their music on what
French was doing.
the French was like the centerpiece. So
Yeah,
like, yeah, we gonna get French to do this, French to do that, then we gonna be able to, you know what I mean?
right.
And French hated that shit. He hated that shit with a
Oh, I
passion.
bet, man.
Yeah, because he had his
All
own
these people
plans.
tugging at you.
Like,
Yeah, yeah.
exactly. And I think that's another reason why I feel like maybe I might have felt like he was sabotaging the group because he was going through all the things he was going through. Plus, he had to balance so much shit. I just felt like, motherfucker, why? But you young and you stupid and you
You
don't
don't get it.
understand
Yeah,
people's shit. But yeah, so then I click grind mode. I say, that's Dion. I know Dion. I could talk to Dion. I could
I can talk
actually
to him
talk to him.
directly. Yeah.
So I hit him. I said, bro, what's up with this grind mode thing? Oh yeah, that's my company. I know all about marketing. You know about marketing?
I've been trying
Really?
to master this.
Yeah, Booney the Kid, that's my artist. Everything that he's done has been under my tutelage. I just teach him what to do and he invests certain ways. I said, bro, where was you when I had that
10
10,000
bands on me.
fucking dollars? You know what I mean? But it is what it is. You know what I mean? So I was just like, all right, I need to meet you. I need to meet you. Like,
Have a face to face.
right. So I met him and I was just like, I said, listen, bro, you know me as an artist. You know I'm talented, this, and that. But look, I don't got shit. I don't have nothing. All I got is the fucking sweat in my palm and a will to potentially try to do something. I told him this. I said, I'll do anything for you if you teach me marketing.
Right.
I'll drive a car. I'll pick niggas up. I'll roll a blunt. I'll hold a pistol.
And you, hey, bro, and you've always been that way, right? Even at the studio,
Yeah,
your
yeah.
mama's house, you're
Right,
sweeping.
yeah,
Like you're like, man, I'm
yeah,
gonna use
yeah,
whatever hustle I got.
yeah. Because I heard somebody say, I don't know who it was, but they said you just gotta add value.
Yeah.
Even if you don't got shit, just see what they need and just try to do that
Be an
shit.
asset, don't be a
Just
liability.
yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, just try to be able and do some shit.
Yeah.
And he was just like, all right, I'll fuck with you. And he just took me on. And not only did he take me on as like a client for free, but he took me in and like
Don't y'all be expecting him to take you on as a client for free, because that's not what's gonna happen.
that's what ain't gonna happen. But he like took me in as like a part of the company too.
Yeah.
And he like just really taught me shit. Taught me so much shit that I did not know before. And like I said, I was almost signed to Yeezy. You would think I know this shit.
Yeah.
And that's just like, bruh. And then within the span of that 5 years to now, like, man, here I am. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I own this shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I have ownership of the shit that I'm
And that's
doing. Like,
and God always got a better plan, right? Because if you would have been signed to whomever,
right.
you wouldn't have owned.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have had that ownership
Yeah.
of what you have.
Yeah. I think
And you thought it was a bad thing, but no, it
mhm.
was really probably the best thing.
Right. This was pre 808s and Heartbreak Easy.
Yeah.
Like, could you imagine? Like, I get signed, and then like he go through 808s and Heartbreak Easy, and now I'm shelved, and I'm
Yeah.
like
For Kid
wondering what
Cudi.
he gonna do,
Yeah.
wondering what he gonna do with me while he
Right.
decide his shit, while he trying to figure his shit out. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so yeah, it always comes full circle. So yeah, grind mode, man, grind mode music worldwide. We just a marketing company for all things media, but we have a big niche in hip hop and like recording artists and stuff like that of all kinds. And it's just all the way up. It's never been a dull moment since being with grind mode. And it's just a genuine love for me.
Yeah.
Like Dion really fuck with me. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? On some shit like,
He's a real friend.
yeah, like for
Yeah.
real. You know what I mean? And God has always placed these people in my life that was willing to teach me. And I think it's because he knew deep in my heart I was willing to learn.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was humble enough to shut the hell up,
Yeah.
let people say what they gotta say.
Right.
There's times where, like, say if you was talking to me about Ezekiel's spaceship, but I knew about it,
Right.
I wouldn't even tell you I knew. This is
Right.
how coachable I am. I'll let you tell me everything I know about it already
Yeah.
because I know at some point after you get done doing all that bloviating, you're
Yeah.
gonna say some shit that I don't know.
Right. Right.
You're gonna say one aspect of it that I'll be able to take. I'm like, oh shit, I
And
didn't hear that.
grow on to what you
So I
already
try
have.
not to cut people off when they talking. You know what I
100%.
mean? A lot of times, like I'll be telling a story and I'll get cut off from my story,
Mhm.
right? And I won't finish it unless they ask me to.
That's
You
crazy.
see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you gotta get to a place where you're so comfortable with not hearing your own voice all the time.
Right.
You know what I mean?
How else
Like,
can you learn?
yeah, you gotta be able to be quiet and just say, maybe my story was cut off for a reason.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and if you ask me to finish it, I'll finish it for you. I'll start right where we's at because I love storytelling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, yeah, you got to be comfortable with being quiet sometimes and really hearing people out. You know what I mean? Like,
Yes, it's all those old cliches, right? Like
mm,
two ears, one mouth. You
mm-hmm.
can't learn if you're speaking. You can't learn anything because all you can speak on is what you know.
Right, right. And then when you started explaining Ezekiel's spaceship, then you went into the Abraham. That was something I didn't know.
Yeah.
Imagine if I'd be like, oh yeah, you know about it. Well, anyway, with this, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I would have never heard that part. You know what I mean? So just like you gotta be willing to just shut the hell up sometimes.
100%.
Like, you know what I mean? But yeah,
And that comes with maturity.
yeah. So with grind mode, I've been moving in spaces where I've been able to be more comfortable, like making music in the way that I like to make it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like I've been like touring more. You know what I mean? I know that's what you've been seeing.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
yeah. You've been moving.
and so I saw you and
Sean.
yeah,
Shonsky. Shout out Shonsky.
I said my boys on tour. They get to you know what I mean?
For
They
sure.
get to see what it's all about.
Load
You know
ins
what I
and all
mean?
that stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, and y'all did it big too.
I
Y'all
appreciate
did it
you, bro.
big. I
I
appreciate
Shout
that.
out Chris Webby.
Yeah,
Sure.
man, y'all did that. Y'all did it big, and I hope. Did that foster anything greater?
Yeah, man. Good things still to come
I
for
love
sure,
it.
man.
I
For
love
sure.
it. Yeah,
Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot of fun. It was dope to see different things, different
yeah.
places.
Oh my God, talk about that a little bit. Talk about what it's like as an artist
For
to
sure.
see new things.
Only because you asked. Only because
Yeah.
this is your time, but only because you asked. Yeah, man. It's we me and Shonsky just did a tour with Chris Webby. And we had he actually got a chance to go on to Canada. I couldn't go to Canada for multiple reasons.
Mm-hmm.
But we did there was one show in St. Louis. I wasn't there for that leg.
Mm-hmm.
And then we went to Greeley, Colorado, which is about an hour out of Denver. Then we did Denver on 420, sold out at Cervantes Theater, caps like 1,000 people. That was wild. 420 is the actual holiday in Denver.
Oh,
Apparently,
word, that's
people
ill.
say Happy Holiday to you. It's
Oh,
hilarious.
word, that's ill.
Then we went to Wyoming, Casper, Wyoming. What's that? Huh? Oh, so much. Chris Webby fans are so dope, bro. And that's what my homie wasn't really familiar with his catalog, and he was like,
Mm-hmm.
What does he rap about? Is he rapping about like shooting people and shit?" He was saying it in Jesse's tongue in cheek. I was like, "No, not at all."
Mm-hmm.
He was like, "Oh, I don't want to hear that shit." Then. All tongue in cheek, right? And I was like, "Bro," I said, "I prefer his fans over someone who's rapping about that." I said they were all hugs and drugs.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, for
you know, what I
sure.
mean, they were my type of people. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
much free bud.
yeah,
But to see those different places, because I've never been to I've been through Colorado, but I've never been to Colorado. I've
mm-hmm.
never been to Wyoming.
Yeah,
I never thought I would be in
yeah,
Wyoming.
yeah,
I've never been in Montana,
yeah,
and it's so many like it's the scenery is it's something that you truly gotta enjoy in that moment
yeah,
and experience. And bro, I took deep breaths
yeah,
every day.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Cause it's like the elevation.
No, but just to try to appreciate being where I
Oh
was
yeah,
at
yeah, I feel
to be
you.
in that moment.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, for sure.
sometimes I take
Gotta
deep
smell
breaths
them
just to
roses.
to
Yeah,
smell the roses, to
mm,
literally smell like the air where I'm at
yeah. That's crazy.
and
That's
take it in.
crazy.
But yeah, man, no,
Yeah,
and you know what I mean, and seeing artists like you get out of the city, and artists have to understand like you can get a lot of love out of the city, and you can build your fan. You don't have to be where you're from
mm,
to make a name for
yeah.
yourself.
I realized that reading the Bible, sometimes the people too familiar with you, they won't allow you to be great.
Hmm.
Like there's a passage in the Bible. I'm paraphrasing crazy, but Jesus is trying to operate in his greatness. You know what I mean? And then one of the Pharisees is like, you know, aren't you the kid born out of wedlock? You
Right,
know what I mean? It's like
right.
they is too
Still got something to
familiar.
say. Yeah,
You see what I'm saying? Like they so familiar that they don't realize this dude is stepping into his greatness.
right.
But you're just hung up on who he used to be in the
Because
past.
right,
So the first thing you're gonna say is to disarm him is bring up some bullshit about the past. You know what I mean?
right,
So I realized like I never was like I said, I never was cool. Never was like a cool guy. You know what I
right.
mean? Like in the capacity of being like influentially cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
But
Like
yeah,
traditionally,
yeah, I
Fonzie
mean,
cool. Yeah,
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 right,
yeah,
right. I never was the Fonz, but what I realized is like when you go out of town, people don't know you,
yeah. Right.
so it gives you a great opportunity to make a great first impression. But what I added to that was be authentic.
Yes.
So it's like don't go out there try to tell a lie about who you is
Right.
because eventually that's going to
Catch
unravel.
up to you. Yeah.
Go out there and be authentic about you. So like we were talking about off screen, I don't smoke, I don't drink.
Right. Yeah.
I could have went down there trying to get lit.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm the little litty nigga from Pittsburgh. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Right.
Oh, that's what he's lit. But I'd have burnt out because I don't smoke and drink.
Right.
So I just came around them sober as a judge, and they're just like, oh, now I'm lost the ghost to them, and it's like, oh, but you know, when they're passing the blunt, they know to pass it past me,
you, yeah.
and I'm good.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like I'm in concert because they know I came down there authentic, legit. Yeah.
And they can truly appreciate your artistry.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the gimmick, it's the artistry.
Shout out my nigga Drama.
Yeah, you and Drama been working crazy.
We was like driving through his hood, and we were just trying to get to know each other at this time. So he was like, you know, I could tell you real respectful. It seemed like you was raised in the church. At that moment, he don't know me. I'm from Pittsburgh. We're in Kentucky. I could have been like, church? I'm a thug, nigga. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. But I was like, I just kept real like, yeah, you're right. Your intuition is right. It's like I was raised right there. So we're in the car, right? I'm in the fucking seat. I'm looking like I'm trying to look through the window to see
where it's at. Yeah.
Where I was raised. Where? He's like streets. I like right. Streets is exactly what I thought when you said that. Because
I was looking for a residence, but there's not one in sight, sir. There's not one in sight.
Right. So yeah, you know, just bit, but like he fucked with me because I kept it real. You know what I mean? Thank you.
Hey, for sure. Shout out Hollywood. What's up, bro?
Yeah. So yeah, man, like fuck with me because I kept it real, and that's why I mean that's what I'm all about. Just being authentic to yourself, telling a story that's authentic, and then you know all the content that you see me create is based around who I really am and shit. You know what I mean? I don't gotta try to play no character and shit.
Not at all.
Because when you try to develop a character to play, eventually it just unravels. You can't keep up with that shit.
You can't keep up.
Because one of the reasons why you can't keep up with it is because you can't evolve it. It's like if you try to create some persona, then you got to be this persona even as times is changing. You know what I mean? And it's just like,
how do you evolve that?
Right. You know what I mean? But if you develop an authentic story, well, now the story can change. You know, you can, the arc of the story can evolve.
The character can grow.
You know what I mean? Right. You know what I mean? So I just try to stick to a story that's as authentic to me as possible. You know what I mean?
For sure. Anybody just tuning in, we're here with Folkland Los. You know, we're going through his journey. He's telling, you know, he brought us back to present day. Some of the stuff he's working on. Do we got the joint for the music?
Oh, we playing some records?
Yeah, I definitely want to let the people who's not familiar with your catalog hear some of the new stuff. I have the album streaming.
Oh, okay.
If you want, if it's okay to play some of that.
Oh man, it's nothing, bro.
Yeah. I definitely want to let those who aren't familiar with your catalog hear some of the stuff you have. Is there anything? Oh, come on. Oh, yeah, we'll get it right.
This is the first Los to go?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Shit. If you make the rules, man, that one right there is the
Make the rules.
That's the story. That's the story of my life right there.
So we definitely gonna get into this. This is streaming on all platforms. Gonna give you some Folkland Los. Am I playing? I feel like I'm playing.
I'm about to break the motherfucker. Rager got the match. Make the rules break. Shit is over, nigga. I'm the new nigga in charge around this motherfucker. We have rules to this, man. The rules, nigga. I'ma fucking make the rules. I'ma break the rules. I'm about to break the motherfucker. Rager got the match. Make the rules, break the rules, make a trip, take a risk, ship it up and make it through, distribute to the paper blue. Mama say blood money, basically tainted fruit, but fermented grapes taste better than fried potatoes do. That's overheads like hitting buttons to raise the roof for blouses on your baby boo. Racing in Mercedes cool, wavy as a naval crew, flavorful, fresh blackberry lemonade and goose. The recipes to make it loose. A cub from Wilkinsburg admittedly was lame as school, a tiger with peculiar stripes raised around the saber tools, and gorillas perpendicular to chimps raising zoos. My city was a jungle, hyenas covered thy neighbor's food. Come for your kitchen cupboards like fuck it, we taking food. So run it or make it smooth, a struggle gon' make the news. That's a crime scene painted maroon. I laced my boots, took a great leap of faith away from my stool. None you can say to dude, I'm Helen Keller under propellers, ducking grenade you through. Later, dudes, I once was humble while saying praises and paid my dues, but really the best in the city is undebatable. 2 out of 10 of you decent, the other 8 is snooze. I sleep so hard on your tape, it almost made me drool. Ain't come to play with fools, belly trembling made me a menace. So bring the dead presidents and I just want paid in full. Keep it a billion for you step inside a ring with dudes. You rather fight orangutans, bang with a gang of bulls, a skinny dip inside a razor blade pool, or take about 1,000 chin kicks from the leg rules. Niggas still kick you in the chin. Y'all niggas got a better chance if you stay than that. And now last to me. Ooh. Said I love beat breaks and moves. I eat the beat insatiable. It's inexplainable. This Allegheny kiss sensational. Immaculate since I laid in the pool. I bring the juice like my name is Sue. Give me the crucifix to hang with dude. Forgive me, Lord, these haters know not what they make me do. The streets can't be like devil's cake and angel food. I mean, I'm crazy. The boss crazy. The boss crazy like a few Crips moving in the dark moon set with a blue pit named my soul. Who the fuck? Who these lame dudes? For the gang, we'll bang at you. You motherfuckers couldn't clean my shoes.
Hell yeah. So y'all know who just tuned in. We're in the building with Folkland Los.
Mm-hmm.
And that was Make the Rules.
Make the rules, man. You know, I say a lot of things in there that's, kind of a quintessential to or emblematic of some of the stuff that I was saying in this interview. You know, one of the lines that I really appreciate is a cub from Wilkinsburg, admittedly was lame in school. A tiger with peculiar stripes, raised around the saber tools. You know, just like I was always set apart. You know, I was lame in school. I had peculiar stripes. I didn't talk like most people. I didn't think like most people. When everybody was No Limit, I was still listening to East Coast hip hop. Yeah. You know what I mean? So just like a lot of the things that I said didn't translate. It didn't really even catch on. What's up?
What up, Tommy?
Didn't really catch on until I got older. You know what I mean? And people started to realize what I was really, on and shit.
Yeah, that's I definitely caught some of that. You was definitely saying some shit in there too. I like the I liked all the wordplay and of course the production. Shout out to
Samaj,
Samaj.
Been working with him for years.
Yeah, Samaj super dope.
Hopefully make some more shit with him.
Yeah, we're gonna have Samaj on at some point in time in the future as
well.
So
he would love that.
Yeah, so that's all gonna come full circle.
Yeah.
But damn, I definitely want to thank you for coming. Shout out your socials, of course.
Yeah, Folkland Los. That's FOLKLAND_LOS on damn near everything from Twitter to Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. You know what I mean? Snapchat. Even though I don't hardly be on there. You know what I mean?
He ain't doing that.
Yeah.
It's too personal.
But yeah, man, it's Folkland Los, FOLKLAND_LOS. You know what I mean? Shout out to Grind Mode. That's you can check out Grind Mode pretty much on everything. Shout out Dion Dupree. Shout out Media Famous. Shout out Her Vision. Shout out goddamn, who else am I? Oh, shout out NFM Drama. Shout out the whole NFM family. Shout out the whole Kentucky, Tennessee area, you know what I mean, all the way down to Missouri, Poplar Bluff. And my folk out there, shout out Supreme out there, you know what I mean, in Tennessee. So yeah, man, my extended family up in New York, that's helping me out. Shout out Paradise Gray. And that whole movement, and I really got some exciting things coming down the pike with him. Shout out to Cool G Rap.
That's crazy.
Got the record with Cool G Rap. So yeah, man. Shout out Lamar French and everybody that I mentioned. Shout out my wife for allowing me to leave the house
Yeah, big
at
shout out to
eight
wifey.
thirty
Yeah, big shout out to
with
wifey.
with no real notice.
You see, we're really doing what we say we're doing too. Definitely shout out to wifey. You
Yeah,
still doing a podcast?
yeah. Shout out.
Yeah.
Thank you. Shout out my real brothers, the SOS podcast. You can catch us, and I'm hopefully Marley soon.
Yes, sir.
Every Wednesday, 8 p.m. And we just kind of do what Mr. Marley doing. But I really like your setup here.
I
I think
appreciate
this is dope. I wish my brothers lived and stayed with me. I would love to do this something like this with them, but they live out of state, so we kind of got to do it the way we do. But
it. Yeah.
yeah, man, shout out to Gramo though, Gramo Multimedia Studio. That's in Wilkinsburg, and we do actually have a setup just like this. Gramo Radio uh, is pretty much fully equipped to do just this, but unfortunately for me in my schedule, I haven't really taken advantage of it. But we got a radio station that blares out 24/7.
That's
You know what I
dope.
mean? And you can listen to local hip hop, mainstream hip hop, and there's a
That's
lot
dope.
of dope shows on there.
How can we
My
get to
two
that? How can we
cents.
get to that?
Grandma Radio Live on
Okay.
Instagram. My
Yep.
Grandma Radio Live, and I think it's grandmaradiolive.com. Even though Dion would be pissed if I fucked that up. So hopefully I didn't fuck that up too bad. But
Yeah.
yeah, man, it's all things grandma at this point, man. We got a lot of dope events going to be popping off down at Club Icon. We work with them heavy. I just did the show with Cool G Rap and Rakim down
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
We got G Harbo tomorrow.
Ooh.
We got DJ Cho's coming. We got Dream Doll. It's gonna be
Yeah.
a very lit summer, and that's just Pittsburgh. Like
Yep.
imagine what's going to be popping all them down the goddamn Midwest when I get to my Kentucky people and stuff
Yep.
like that, and it's gonna be crazy. And I'm doing a couple more dates. Los, well, I'll hit you later. Oh, thanks, brother. Yeah, man. He's another one. He's like a your mom's house alumni. You know what I mean? But yeah, yes, where's that? We was I'm the that's hip hop show that I did with Cool G Rap and Rakim.
Yeah.
I'm likely gonna be doing more dates on that. So
Dope.
I'm hoping uh man, when you pray for Los, just pray for me to be in spaces that my artistry will be accepted.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So I don't have to compromise myself,
Yeah.
and I don't have to bastardize the culture or insult the intelligence of the people who need to hear from me. You know what I mean? And also pray for my family. Pray for my son. I got a kid on the way.
Oh,
So yeah,
congratulations.
you know what I mean. Pray for me to stay upright. Pray for my integrity. Pray for my compassion. Yeah, and pray for my health. You know what I mean. And I'll do the same for y'all. You know
That's a beautiful
what I
thing.
mean.
And I want to thank you for coming down and visiting me.
Yeah,
I know it's a trip, so I definitely appreciate you coming down, and definitely want to shout out a bunch of Bull Studios where we shoot out of. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, share, all of those things. But we brought you the fourth episode of Marley State of Mind, Folkland Los.
yeah.
Peace.
That's a handsome dude right there.